Hi, I'm Las Vegas bankruptcy attorney Ryan Alexander. Today we're going to talk about some of the basics of Chapter 7 bankruptcy and perhaps how this can help your situation. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is the most common form of bankruptcy. It's a liquidation bankruptcy where we are able to eliminate most or all of your unsecured debts. These would be credit cards, medical debts, judgments from creditors, and any other unsecured debt, meaning it's not connected to property. Now, the filing of a bankruptcy has the power called an automatic stay. This automatic stay means your creditors can't repossess any property or take any property or foreclose your property while we're in the bankruptcy process, meaning it could take 4 to 6 months before any action could even be taken against you, and it has to go through the court system. They can't just go directly and seize any property back from you. So it helps you maintain your property and perhaps catch up on any mortgage deficiencies or arrearages that you have right now. If you've been noticed of a default, this can sometimes help you catch up. Another thing it does is it will remove garnishments from your paycheck. If you've got a judgment against you or a tax levy and someone is taking money from your paycheck, we can file the bankruptcy. This will stop all garnishments immediately. We will send a notice to your employer who has to stop taking money out of your paycheck. Also, all of your creditors have to stop contacting you as soon as we file for a bankruptcy. So this is another power of the automatic stay. They cannot contact you directly. In fact, as soon as you retain my office, all creditors have to stop calling you, and they have to deal only with us. So this is another benefit. The phone calls stop, and you can have some peace of mind as you start planning your new financial life. But what can't a bankruptcy do? A Chapter 7 bankruptcy can't change your mortgage or your car payments. It doesn't substitute for loan modification on any debts, and it doesn't automatically change the payments you're going to make on a home or a car payment or anything else that's secured, where the loan is secured by the property. That's a secured debt. Now, we can wipe away all the debt of your house if you surrender the house to the lender during the bankruptcy. So we have many clients recently who know they're going to lose their home and decide that they want to take care of any deficiencies from the second mortgages or any debts on their rental properties by just surrendering them through the Chapter 7 bankruptcy process, which is a very efficient way to do that. It stops all your creditors from contacting you, and you can surrender the property in a controlled situation without having the debt follow you. Another thing that the Chapter 7 bankruptcy sadly doesn't do is it doesn't remove recent tax debts. So if you've got a tax debt from, say, 2007, 2008, this is not going to be taken care of with the bankruptcy process, although it will stop, at least for the period of the bankruptcy, for, say, approximately 6 months. It will stop any garnishment attempts by the IRS. But we're going to have to deal with that tax debt separately. We can work with that for you, but that is separate from the bankruptcy process, even though the bankruptcy can stop the garnishment from the IRS. The next part is to determine whether you even qualify to do a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And unfortunately, under the new rules, there are income limits. You cannot file for a Chapter 7 liquidation bankruptcy if you make over a certain amount, and that's determined by the median income in Nevada for your household size. So if you're a single person filing alone, it's approximately $48,000 a year, and it adjusts depending on how many people are in your house. And if you have, say, a family of 4, you and your spouse and 2 children, it's approximately $71,000. So if you have a family of 4 and you make over $71,000, you have to start with a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which I explain elsewhere in my website. You can't just file immediately for liquidation bankruptcy. The other reason why people turn away from a Chapter 7 bankruptcy is that you can only keep one home. You can't have second homes or rental properties with a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Or you can't keep property that is not protected, like boats, RVs, motorcycles, ATVs, or any other property. And some people, they have property they've inherited or they've gotten as a gift or through any other means that they don't want to have to sell or surrender to the trustee, and so they look at a Chapter 13 bankruptcy instead. So there are many exemptions in Nevada for property. You can actually keep a lot of property, and in fact Nevada is one of the best states if you have to file for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, because they offer so much protection, including $550,000 equity in a house, $12,000 per filer in home furnishings, a car with $15,000 for each person that files, and very generous exemptions on life insurance, 401ks, collectibles, jewelry, and those kind of things. Very rarely does anybody who files a Chapter 7 with my office have to give up any property, except for motorcycles, boats, RVs, those kind of extra vehicles or extra property. And how does the bankruptcy process work? After you've met with me personally in your free consultation, and we've decided what course of action is best for you, if you've decided to retain us, then my office, we will get your credit report through our computer system, and we will order credit counseling for you. This credit counseling can be done over the phone or on the internet, but it's a 90-minute presentation that you have to do. The government's set this as a new rule in order to qualify and file for bankruptcy. So you do this credit counseling over the phone at your own home on your own time. We also have a questionnaire that all of our clients will fill out. This questionnaire here. You'll put all of your financial information, all of your property, and all of your current expenses here on this questionnaire. Basically anything that's not on your credit report. We have the credit report already in the computer. You fill this out for our information. And then you bring this all back to us with your 2006, 2007, and 2008 tax returns, and also your last 6 months bank statements and your last 6 months pay stubs. So when we have your tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements, the questionnaire, and your credit counseling done, then we will have all the paperwork ready to file for your petition for bankruptcy. And the case does not begin until we file that petition, but we find that most of our clients are able to finish all of the paperwork necessary after we give it to them within a few days. Usually in 5 to 10 days, most people can get together all the paperwork, get it back to us. On our side, it usually takes 2 to 5 days for us to prepare the paperwork and get your petition filed. And then from the day of the filing is when you have protection. Now, if you have an emergency situation, we can file an emergency petition. Commonly in Nevada right now, that means you've got a foreclosure coming in the next couple of days. We can make an exception. Please give me a call right now if you need to file to prevent a foreclosure, because we need to get it in the day before the foreclosure, preferably. We can get it in the day of, but it's best to get that in at least the day before. So we can do an emergency process and get a same-day filing. You come in, retain us as the attorneys on the case, and we can file. But I much prefer a more controlled and planned process where we can sit down at least twice and go through your paperwork and verify the information and get it filed. So try and plan for at least 2 weeks before you know you want to file, or if you have a date in mind that you want to file, it will require probably 2 weeks from when you meet with me the first time to filing.